Shalom, y'all. Hoover here, and I know it's been a while since I made a video for you guys, and I'm excited to be back to make this video. The last video I did for you guys was telling you how I had sprained my ankle. Well, actually, I found out that I fractured it. Okay, yes, I did. But behaving myself. I am sitting up, keeping my foot elevated like I'm supposed to. It's not up right now because I'm doing a video, but as soon as I'm done, I will sit up, be sitting back up, putting my foot back up, propping it up on back up on the pillows. Okay, now the reason why I wanted to come and do this particular video is because of some of the things that are going on in our community. You know, a lot of people are waking up of who they are. They're discovering, wow, we're Hebrew Israelites. Those who look like us, and then there are those who don't look like us, but then they get discouraged because those that look like us tell them that no, you're not, you know, you're not part of the bloodline, or you're not part of the Hebrew Israelites, or whatever they tell them. Well, I'm going to come here and say this, you know, first of all, the Father said whoever wants to come into his kingdom is allowed. That's in Isaiah. I don't remember where exactly, but he said the man who wants to keep his Sabbath and honor his commandments are allowed in his kingdom. So anybody who wants to come into the kingdom can. Now, to say that someone is not an Israelite based on the color of their skin, well, that's not logical to say either. Okay, first of all, let me tell you about this awesome documentary that's on YouTube right now. It's called Whited Out. It's done by Watchman Yahoo Israel and his Isha Deborah Yah Israel. And they did a wonderful, wonderful work with that series. They have another one coming out called Whited Out 3 because they did 1 and 2. Whited Out 3 is due to come out soon. But here's what I want to say about that, though. Now, knowing that our people, they try to white out our people all over this world. Okay, now stop and think. Okay, I'm going to talk about here in America during slavery. How many of our sisters back in the day, our ancestors, our mothers, you know, great-great-grandmothers and so forth, our foremothers in slavery were raped by massa, okay? How many of them produced biracial daughters who in turn was raped by massa's son or massa's brother or massa's uncle or whoever, okay? How many of our people were whited out that way? How many? I'm willing to say there were thousands upon thousands, you know, just on from the time of slavery to the ending of slavery. Okay, and how many of those who did end up being whited out, okay, after slavery was over with, it was illegal, that left massa's plantation, went out into the world, and because they were whited out, because they had straight hair, because they had white skin, went and lived on the other side because it was much easier for them to do. How many? I'm willing to say there were thousands and thousands. Okay? So, what do you say about that? Just because a person is raped and they have a biracial baby, whose biracial baby daughter might have been raped by another white man who in turn ended up with white babies. I mean, come on. I mean, how many people in their right mind in that time, besides a few, a rare few, who had the opportunity to go to the Midwest, to come to the West and live like a white person without the fear of anybody knowing it? How many of them did that? I'm willing to say thousands upon thousands did that as well. So we don't know who is who. Only the Father knows. He says he doesn't look at the outside appearance, he looks at the heart. I know he was saying that about David, but it still applies today. We don't know who anybody is just because of that. And just like on one of the Whited Out documentaries, they showed in Australia, the Aborigines, how you take an Aborigine who was black, are brown skinned, and she's breeded with this white man. She has a daughter, okay? That daughter is breeded with a white man, and then she has a son who comes here fully white. All right, so what do you do in a case like that? I mean, their DNA is still the same. It's just that they're now no longer have the color. But if you were to trace their DNA back, their DNA would still be the same. Okay? Now, I'm saying all that to say this. We need to stop with the foolishness trying to figure out who is an original Hebrew Israelite and who's not. You know, and I know about the passing bit because it happened in my own family. You know, without going into great details, I have an aunt, you know, a great aunt, for that matter. Is she great or great grand aunt, whose mother was Irish, whose father was black. Okay. She looked like a regular biracial child, where her sister looked just like a redhead Scottish woman. What did her sister do? She went off into white man's land, and she passed for all her life. She cut off her family and she went. Because it was easier for her. It was an easier life for her. Now, I'm not downing her for doing that. I mean, she did what she felt as though she had to do. Whereas my aunt, great aunt, she did the exact opposite. She married the blackest man who she could find, and that happened to be my grandmother's brother. Okay? So, we need to stop saying who is a Hebrew Israelite, quote unquote, by blood, and who's not, because we don't know. We don't know. And also with that as well, like people say the African Americans are the true Hebrew Israelites. Well, mind you, people were taken into slavery to Europe, to Portugal, England, long before they started coming over here in America. So our first Hebrew brothers and sisters went over to Europe first. So there's a whole lot of them over there too. And there's the same thing happened over there, being raped, being whited out. So it's a whole lot of them over there who don't know who they are, who don't look like us. Okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. Be reasonable when you speak, okay? Search this stuff out, you know. Yes, they might have started out looking like us, but part of the family don't anymore. You know, I went to a family reunion on my mom's side of the family, and it was their white side of the family, okay? So we can't say who's who right now. Yes, a lot of us still have our color. With me, I'm part First Nations, which is Native Americans, and black, okay? So I got two people representing over here. But anyway, let us be mindful of what we say. We can't go around telling people who they're not based on the color of our skin, okay? Because that's just not common sense. So with that, I'm just going to tell you, you know, I love you guys because you are my mishpachah. And thank you for listening and watching my videos. And remember, Yah loves each and every one of us as long as we continue to walk in His commandments and do His feast days and keep His Shabbat. Well, He loves us anyway because we are His people. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom Aleichem.